What is up, Pyromaniacs? Pyrostasis here. We are back in the world of my apartment. Actually, I think this is the first time you guys have gotten to actually see my apartment since we've moved. And we've been here almost a year. Yeah, almost a year. So, hey, welcome. Still got the Christmas tree up because we're fucking ballers like that. Oh my god. So ignore the mess behind me. Getting all that fixed requires a green screen, which is funny because I can fix it in Zoom. I can fix it in like every other meeting app, but OBS is like, no man, we need a chroma key and it's got to be the blue, green, or something else, man. Can't just make your shitty apartment disappear. This ain't magic. I don't know why I became like a really shitty New York accent when I said that, but it is what it is. Deal with it. It's a shame you guys didn't get to see me a week ago. I had hair out to like fucking. I literally hadn't had a haircut since like fucking 2020. Since Trump was president. It was fucking ridiculous, man. Oh my god. So yeah, the wife was like, you need a haircut. I'm like, yeah. Boss is coming into town this week, so I was actually going to have to go into work and see other human beings. So I figured get the old weed whacker out and take care of it. So thankfully I got the haircut trimmed and I'm no longer a disgusting looking human. Well, I mean, I'm no longer as disgusting as I was. So you can debate on whether I'm a disgusting human being or not in the comment section. Anyways, I had a couple questions for you guys. You guys that have been around for a while, you guys know that I've been a little inconsistent when it comes to YouTube, and a lot of that is there's a lot that goes into it, but basically the gist of it is, when you're not full time, it's very hard to dedicate the amount of time that you need to, because people think YouTube's easy. It's not. There's a lot of time that goes into this, and when it's not your primary responsibility, you got other shit you got to do. It starts taking a backwards setup, and I've never really been good with time management, so it's even harder for me. But it's something I haven't wanted to give up on yet. So there's been a series I've wanted to take a look at, but I wanted some feedback from you guys first. And this is almost one of those things. It's like okay, so one of my biggest fears for me personally is that as you get older you degrade. That's just the way it is. Your joints get older. They don't work like they used to. Your knees don't bend, your elbows don't bend, your back don't work like it used to. Too old for this shit, Riggs. It's fucking awful. And when I was little, I kept expecting at one point in time, to hit quote unquote adulthood and stop feeling like a kid and, like a younger person. And I realized you never do. Your body just gives out. So, and one of those things is, you have to keep up with certain aspects of your life or you'll lose it. And one of those things is, like if you don't play FPS games, you're not going to be good at FPS games. If you don't play strategy games, you kind of start to lose that mental, not like permanently, but you can only keep so much in your head as you get older, and you start to kind of get old, and certain things are just like, I don't care enough to really put the time and effort in to get into some of those things. And as I've gotten older, it's started to annoy me because I've started to realize, fuck dude, I used to be good at this shit. And then it's like, okay, could I be good at it again? Is this something that, like, because most games are just mental, and I mean, like, for the love of God, doing this doesn't take a lot. Yes, there's reaction time, which as you get older, you go up against somebody with a 0.1 second reaction time, and your 0.3 or 0.4 old man reaction time, you're gonna get smoked. But I'd like to think for a lot of things I should still be capable of doing. And obviously I'm only about to be I'm 40. I'm about to be 41. Fuck you guys. I'm old, but I'm not old, you know what I mean? And fuck, every time I get older, I keep moving that bar. I mean, I remember when I was in my teens, 30 was like, you're fucking old, and then I hit 30 and I'm like, I'm not old, fuck you. And then I hit 40 and I'm like, damn it, I'm still not old, you little bastards. So, now that I'm fixing to be 41, Now, there are certain parts of my body that are giving out. I actually fucking went to the hospital this year because I've been abusing my body, and haven't been taking care of myself. And so now I'm trying to, get my body going again by, getting back on the diet, losing weight, et cetera, et cetera. And on top of that, I want to keep my mind in tip-top shape. So I'm curious what you guys would be interested in. So what do I mean by that? Well, one series I've been thinking about for a while, and it's almost like a bet between me and my brother, because my brother everybody has a ceiling. A lot of these games you'll get into, like Hearthstone or League of Legends or Call of Duty or Valorant or CSGO or whatever, you hit your skill ceiling, your skill cap. And then once you hit that, there's a couple different caps. There's the natural skill cap, where you'll hit a certain rank or level, and that's where you are naturally, without any effort and without any, without applying yourself. Then you have kind of like your mid-range. I'm applying myself, I'm focusing, I'm learning, I'm studying, this is what I'm capable of with effort. And then you have your extreme effort ceiling. And so, like, to give you an idea, without even trying, I have a certain body image, certain weight. Then if I cut calories and I monitor my weight, et cetera, I could probably hit a certain weight, let's say 20% body fat, about probably 225, 200, somewhere around there, probably without going crazy. Then let's say there's 10% body fat, the bodybuilder, when you're, I don't know why I almost said Val Kilmer. He hasn't been in fucking shape in a long time. Jesus Christ. You got your Batmans, your Supermans, your 6.5 pack, 8 pack abs, the ridiculous guys. That would be, those are not sustainable. You don't have people that, the vast majority of people don't live their lives at that tier. For me, I call that the Olympic tier. That is the tier where you live, breathe, eat shit, that. You wake up in the morning, that's what you're doing. Anything other than, sleeping, food, spending a little time with your significant other, family, et cetera, is focused on that. So I don't care about Olympic level. We're done with Olympic level. About the only thing I'm interested at this point about Olympic level is like sleeping and maybe eating and cooking. That's about it. That's the only Olympic level you're going to get out of me. That being said, there is still room for improvement. So I would like the series would be something along the lines of either Hearthstone, or maybe CSGO, or maybe Valorant, or maybe League of Legends. There's a new game that just came out that I've been resisting the urge to get into, Guilty Gear Strive. It's a fighting game. I haven't gotten into fighting games since Dead or Alive 2 on the Dreamcast, and I loved that fucking game. That game was amazing. Like, once you learned that shit, you could do some dirty, filthy, nasty stuff with it. Granted, I never played online because that wasn't really a thing back then. It was just me and my friend, but I got to where I could beat the shit out of my friends. So what the series would basically be is, we would set a clear goal. And the goal would be, let's say, top 10%. And what do I mean by that? Let's see if my cool little transition is going to work here. Assuming I can find what I'm looking for. Okay, so there's that one. Hang on, give me just a second. I gotta find the other one. I had it a minute ago. Damn it, Bobby. I must have closed the wrong window. League of Legends rank distribution. Let's see. I think this is what... Yeah, this is basically what I'm looking for, I think. Yes. More or less. Okay, let me show you guys. Damn it, Pyro, we can't... Whoop, that's not the right... Okay, there we go. All right, we're good. Man, I don't know what that other screen was. That was my old old screen. Okay, so like Hearthstone's distribution's pretty easy. You can see now this is a breakdown of 2014 versus 2019, but you can see here rank 16 to 25 has 63% of the player base. Rank 11 through 15 has 19%, and then rank 6 through 10 has 12%, and then it goes to 6 and then 0.03. So these are your freaks. These are your really, really good guys, and then these are your people who they're pretty damn good. I mean, top 10%, top 12% is pretty good. That would be our goal, to see if Old Man can hit top 12% or top 10%. For League of Legends, they have a nice little bell curve here, and the goal would be platinum. This isn't the same one I was looking at. It was, I think, this one here. Yes. It's this one here. So you can see Iron's got 2, Bronze has 20, Silver has 37, so that's 57, 58, 59. Gold, 69, 79, you're at about 87, 88. So this would be the top 10, 12%. So platinum 4. So that would be, if we were to do it in League of Legends, that would be the goal in League of Legends, would be to hit platinum 4. And basically the series, the way it would work is we would first get the absolute baseline. And what the absolute baseline is, you just jump into the game knowing absolutely nothing, doing absolutely nothing, and you play your, I think League of Legends is 10 ranked games or something like that. Play your 10 ranked games and see what rank you are. That's your baseline. That's your, if it was weightlifting, I guess you would call it your max, although that's not a fair judgment because it really isn't. But that would be your personal record for the time being. Then, we break it down into a science, or sort of. We start focusing on certain things. So like with League of Legends, it would be, ward placement, objective controls like dragon controls, things like that. If you're jungling, your pathways, timings to hit here, hit there, timings to hit the stuff, and then we start focusing on those little things and bring our game up. And then we see, okay, when we first started, this is where we were. Now we're 10 games in. We've kind of mastered this. We've mastered that. Now we've increased by 5%. We've picked up these things here. Now we've increased by another 3%. And then we find out where that pre-Olympic ceiling is. You've got your natural ceiling, and then you've got your some effort ceiling. And the hopes is that our effort ceiling would be close to that 10%. And then we make the judgment call on whether or not it's worth to continue to go from there, and if Old Man can or Old Man can't. So, and then obviously we would do, bets, or, not bets, but, we'd have some kind of voting system before we got there on whether or not we would hit that goal. And then, these will probably be something that would last, each game would be somewhere in the neighborhood of 60 days to 6 months. It kind of depends on how much progress we make, when we hit that wall, how much content we can produce in the process, whether we're learning and advancing or whether we're just stuck and it doesn't matter and I hate it, et cetera, et cetera. So the cool thing about this is it would kind of break some of these games down into something that I don't think gets covered a lot, which is more like just mechanics, things like, and Hearthstone's a little bit harder with that. I mean, CSGO, Valorant, and League of Legends, they're very mechanics based. Dota 2, things like, holding lanes, setting up certain amounts of creep kills by X minutes. There's a lot of mechanics and milestones that you can aim for, whereas with Hearthstone, not so much. With Hearthstone, it's more why you play certain cards in certain moments, and then hoping your opponent messes up, and then a little bit of sprinkle of RNGs is in there that you hope you make somewhere. So I don't know how obviously there's some skill. I'm not saying that Hearthstone doesn't have skill. I'm saying from a content and from an education and from a breakdown perspective, the milestones are a little bit harder on Hearthstone, at least from my naive look, whereas with League of Legends it would be simpler. You know, like I said, objectives, paths, towers, kill, or what do they call it? It's not creep, kill, count. Jesus, brain's not working today. CS, right? I feel like I'm missing. It's creep score. It's how many creeps you killed. Oh well, I think it's CS. So you want a certain CS, you know, level at 10 minutes. If you're at 100, you know, 20 minutes if you're at 200, you're fucking melting it. And that's gonna put you at a gold advantage, regardless of anything else. You get some kills, you don't die, you know, and those type of things that'll bring you up. There's also Teamfight Tactics. There's the Dota version, and there's the Battle Chess version, and I think all three of those have rank systems as well, although I don't know if we can see the distribution. So without being able to see the distribution, it's going to be hard to see if we made our objective or not. Same thing with Guilty Gear Strive. Let's see, Guilty Gear Strive, sorry, rank system. Like, I don't believe they even have a, yeah, the way the Guilty Gear system works, my understanding is it's based on floors, and that it's like a tower system, and so you work your way up in the tower, but I don't think the tower lists percentages. So like you want to work your way up in the tower, but I don't know if there's any way for us to tell. So, you know, we'd have to kind of look into it, do some research and see there. So I'm open to just about anything. Obviously, I need to have some interest in the game. So, you know, if one of you guys busts out with, you know, Gun Game Online from like 2014, I'm going to probably veto it. The game has to be doable. I prefer more strategy than APM. So things like StarCraft 2 are probably a no-go, just because of how long. I don't enjoy the 200 APM type, bouncing around all over the screen. I prefer more macro-oriented stuff. So I'm gonna throw out right now, just off the top of my head, League of Legends, Hearthstone, Guilty Gear Strive, Dota, although Dota's a little less interested, CSGO, Valorant. I think that's pretty much everything. So if I missed one, if there's a ranked one out there, TF2 and all those, the Team Fight Tactics, or whatever the fuck it's called, Team Fight Tactics, those as well. So anything, or like I said, if you got something else, throw it up in the comment section. Once I've got a list, unless there's a clear winner, once I've got a list, we'll throw that up as a poll. You guys will have 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, whatever, to vote. And then we'll get started. And the cool thing about this is this setup is also going to allow me to stream again. Now, I'm not promising we're going to be on any kind of schedule. This will be one of those things that it's going to take a lot of time. So you guys are going to get some highlight videos here and there, which are going to be like breakdowns of, the games I've played. If we stream, you'll obviously be able to watch the streams, et cetera, et cetera. So I'll kind of break the whole thing down, because it also depends on what game we play, because each game's going to have different setups and different, the process by which we're going to use to get better, et cetera, et cetera. So let me know in the comment section what you would like to see out of the list I've provided, or, if you've got a ranked game that you are interested on your own. Once we've got that list, we'll go from there, and we'll see where we end up. So thank you so much for, and if you think this is a stupid idea, feel free to let me know there too in the comment section, because I have a lot of stupid ideas. Anyways, it was nice talking to you guys again. Thanks for watching. Thanks for putting up with my bullshit, and I'll catch you guys in the next clip.